Here's a doggy heart. Please enjoy the video and thanks for watching. Partners of sleep talkers or sleepwalkers, what gems have you to share? We were freshly married and living overseas. My husband hadn't had much sleep the nights before, which usually enhances any sleep talking. It was hot in our room. My husband mumbled something which I didn't quite catch. I asked him to repeat it. He got up, opened the bedroom window, and said very pointedly, "Airflow, bitch," then laid back down, completely asleep. Now, my husband has never, not once, ever called me a name or even raised his voice to me, so this is particularly hilarious. I love how you capitalize the word bitch. He used it like a proper noun. My boyfriend once blurted out, "You're putting bread in my ears," in his sleep, mumbled something unintelligible, and then followed up with, "And I'm becoming a sandwich." Still makes me laugh whenever I remember. What are you? An idiot sandwich. It's ducking raw. Fantastic sleep songs with lyrics, which are utterly bizarre. My two absolute favorites have been, "Oh whoa whoa, it's a corner cat," "Obey my rules, and you'll always be a country cowboy," repeated about 5 times, and finished with a "yeah." Corner cat is amazing. That might make it into a song of mine. That was literally it as well. Like a jingle from a TV advert. No context, warning or other words or lyrics whatsoever. Absolutely incredible. I'm the sleep talker. A long while back my fiance was working a job where she didn't get home until after midnight. She came home one night and was leaning over the table on my side of the bed. She swears up and down that I looked up at her, smacked her on the top of the head, and when she asked what the hell, that I told her I was checking to see if she was a ghost. Now, I do remember having a dream like this, but in my dream my hand did go through her head, proving she was a ghost. I had a dream that my GF was biting my neck playfully. I didn't want that, so I push her gently off and tell her to stop. Soon after I woke up and she was holding her eye and crying. She says I just pushed her, sat upright and straight punched her in the face. She said she wasn't too hurt, but was extremely confused. I had a girlfriend do that to me. I was in bed playing a game on my laptop with headphones. She sat up, looked at me, punched me right in the face, then went back to bed. Apparently I cheated on her in her dream and deserved getting hit. You stuck your duck in crazy, my friend. Roommate freshman year of college was a sleepwalker slash sleep talker. We were in the freshman dorms, small little room. I woke up one night and saw him sitting straight up on the side of the bed just staring at me, eyes fully open, just talking gibberish about golf. He was going on about Phil Mickelson or some shit. Have to be honest, it was creepy as all hell because he was staring directly into my eyes. Next morning, I told him about it and he just laughed and said, "Sorry, I tend to do that from time to time. I'm sorry to tell you this, but he is possessed by a golf demon. You need to make an offering of 10 golf balls and a 3-iron to it, or it shall never leave him." I have had funnier experiences than this one, but cannot remember exactly what was said. Most recently, though, my boyfriend scoots over to me to big spoon slash little spoon, and I snuggle in, thinking that's all it was. Then he gets real close to my ear and whispers, "Just so you know, there's something in the closet." Like a cartoon turtle. I did my best not to bust out laughing and just said, "Okay honey." When he woke up, he had no memory of it whatsoever, of course. Were you the slightest bit concerned of the cartoon turtle? I would have checked the closet. Then you would not survive the horror movie. He got up, went into the kitchen, and ate one bite of a mini pecan pie. No fork, just a straight bite. Then apparently remembered he hates pecan pie and left it stacked neatly on the little box. Another time he sat up and stared straight ahead at the wall. Didn't respond to me asking what was wrong. He stood up, walked into the wall, then stood there like he was contemplating the barrier. He just backed up exactly as he came, sat down and swung back into bed like nothing happened. That was creepy. He started shouting that he couldn't feel his left arm. I pointed out he was pinching his pillow, not his arm. He then freaked out that he had lost his arm. I pointed out his arm was under his pillow. He said okay and started snoring. It took me another hour to get back to sleep. He didn't wake up at all. That sounds like he was high. Yeah, he wasn't. but he definitely has a sleep issue. Often he sees huge bad people and gets out of bed to chase them away or talks about all sorts of random shit. He once threw a pillow out the window thinking it was a bomb. I dread to think what he would be like if he did take any drugs. My aunt likes to tell the story about her and my cousin sharing a hotel room one time. My aunt woke up having to pee and found my cousin sitting up in bed with her arms folded across her abdomen, kind of rocking back and forth and giggling quietly. When my aunt asked her what she was doing, my cousin said, "I'm holding a baby and it has an adult smile." I found this story deeply unsettling. Get the holy water. My mom sleepwalks sometimes. When she was in the middle of her residency, she came into my room in the middle of the night and sharply asked, "Did you give patient her dose of medication like I asked you to 15 minutes ago?" I groggily replied, "Who? Wha?" She just huffed and said, "Well, I guess that answers my question," before turning around and leaving. Without closing the door, of course. She didn't remember a thing about it the next morning. What is it with moms never closing bedroom doors? It transcends age, race, location and all other demographics imaginable. If you're a mom, bedroom doors do not close. It is the way. To the moms reading this, be the change. My girlfriend was sleepwalking one night. Can we get that done this week? Me. Can we get that done this week? Me. Sorry? Can we get that done this week please? Me. Okay. Thanks. My husband once sat bolt upright on bed and announced, "You're not working hard enough. I have to fire you," and went back to sleep. I'd be the King of Monaco. My wife said this one night out of nowhere. The funniest part was her tone of voice, proud and assertive, like she was really sure of her claim to the throne. Anyway, the joke's on her. Monaco is a principality. RRRR. Well, I think you'll find the joke's on you. A King of Monaco is a nickname they give to people who have won the Monaco Grand Prix in Formula 1. My brother did that in the middle of the night. He would get up, go into the living room, say some nonsense shut to our parents, and go back to bed. It was actually pretty creepy the first times, because he was like, "They are in the walls. They are." Napping with the boyfriend, a loud noise wakes me, but he's still out. Me. What was that? Him. Either a tree or a magic eraser. Mr. Clean hiding in your closet looking real nervous after that. My wife started screaming one night that she was lost in the local grocery store and that no matter where she went she couldn't find her way out. I asked her how she tried checking out at the cash registers. She then looked at me and said in her most sincere voice, "That's why you are the smartest person I know." And she rolled over and fell back asleep. X rumored talked in his sleep. Once, he cried out, "No Gandalf. Don't tempt me, Frodo." I'm the sleep talker here. Got this from my wife the next morning. Me. Sits bolt upright, they're coming. Everything's ready. Wife. Sleepily Me. They're coming. Everything's ready. Wife. They're coming. Me. MMMHMM. Wife. But everything's ready. Me. Yes. Wife. Sounds like we're okay then. Me. Comically flops back down and instantly goes back to sleep. Not a partner, but in military training and school I often took the night shift for guard duty. The amount of sleepwalkers and talkers is way ducking higher than I expected. It is straight creepy when you have to walk down the halls with a covered flashlight listening to big ass grown men mumbling and lashing out in their sleep. What takes the cake though is often sleepwalkers will just kinda stop randomly. So you'll be walking along in the pitch black darkness and suddenly there is just a ducking dude standing there. Eyes generally closed, or worse, open, just kinda listening to the side, or leaning against a bedpost or wall. After I'd suppress all the swear words I was about to yell out, nothing much to do, but kinda prod them along back to their bed. For all the randomness, that is being part of the military, I really didn't expect one of my jobs to be gently tucking my fellow soldiers back into their beds. My wife was mumbling a lot and suddenly shouted "donkey kick" as she kicked me in my shin, so that was fun. My wife was in her finals week, so she woke up in the middle of the night telling me she discovered a way to study while sleeping. So I asked her how, and she closed her eyes and went back to sleep. She's presumably not wrong. Lol. One time, my ex was asleep and started to snore progressively loud. He startled himself half awake, and he says out loud to himself, "Shut up, I'm sleeping." Oh, I snorted my drink through my nose. Reminds me of the time my dog woke himself up with his own fart. When I was a child about 5 years old, I was sleeping in my parents' bed for some reason, probably a storm. Mom was awake, dad and I were asleep. Suddenly my father and I have this cross-sleep conversation, while my mom lays between us, quietly freaked out. "Dad, you better not take my toys," I mutter angrily. "Okay, I won't," my father responds. "Don't even touch them." Okay, not particularly scintillating conversation, but notable for the fact that we're both asleep and still responding to each other. It was like making Alexa and Siri talk to each other, lol.